Kubrick obviously is a director of tremendous dedication to his art and to the cinema, and also a man of great autonomy. Nobody tells Kubrick what to do, he just makes his films the way he wants to. Obviously this is the way that Stroheim and Wells and Chaplin worked too. Great masterpieces can be made that way, but also at times great disasters. And Kubrick is a man that is not easy to work with and is known to work by the method of perhaps making his own mistakes and correcting them rather than trying to avoid those mistakes in the first place. But since we have with us today Mr. McDowell, who's worked with him throughout the entire production of Clockwork Orange as the star, I'd like to ask you, Mr. McDowell, if you have any comment to make on Kubrick's working methods with you, whether there was great friction, how the role was interpreted.
Well, I'd have to disagree on one point, that he is not difficult to work with. I don't know where you got that from. Maybe other actors have found him difficult. I certainly didn't find him difficult to work with. This was a monumental film, and a monumental part, Alex. It's impossible to say how it was done. I mean,
perhaps I should have said rigid rather than difficult. In other words, he has his own fixed ideas and is not prone to take too many suggestions. Or if I'm wrong, please correct me.
I'll have to, because that is wrong. Stanley, why he's such a great director, for me anyway, is that he can create the atmosphere for creative work, which is very important. I mean, he takes an awful lot from his actors. He has to. His method of working is not to give you directions like you come in, you go from A to B and you sit down and you talk. That would be impossible to do a film in that way, totally impossible. His method is that we come in at 7 o'clock in the morning and we rehearse. Rehearse, rehearse, rehearse until we get the scene right. And by saying rehearse, I mean that everybody is there to throw in ideas. For instance, a scene in the film where Alex and his 3 droogs come in and rape a writer's wife and beat the writer up. We arrived at the set, looked at the bare walls for 3 days. We rehearsed various bits of the script that we had which weren't good enough. I mean, it just wasn't working for us. And so on the 3rd day, Stanley said to me, "Can you dance?" And I said, "Yes, why not, you know." I mean, I'm not a dancer, but I went into a sort of soft shoe number and started to hum doo-dee-doo-da-da-ba-dee-ba-dee-ba-ba-doo-ba, and then started to sing Singing in the Rain, because subconsciously I remembered that scene in the Gene Kelly film as being one of the happiest scenes I'd ever seen on the film, and it was right for the moment. And Kubrick took this immediately. Within 3 hours, he had the rights of the song. So, I mean, he's not rigid in any sense. He's very elastic when he's working. And he may be rigid afterwards or before on the technical side of the filming and on the distribution and the advertising, etc. But certainly when he's working in a creative way, I mean, that's when you're actually making the film, and that's the only important thing.